He was bright, he was a genius, friends and family agreed. He was the most brilliant man they knew. That's a quote from Chris Evans, who portrayed the role of attorney Mike Weiss of the infamous safety needle case. Let's talk turkey. As a paralegal with purpose, my name is Lucius Conway. I am the senior paralegal and account executive at CAB Paralegal Services. I want to talk to you about the elephant in the room in a lot of the firms that I've served in and the courtrooms that I've been in, where we encounter attorneys who have an apparent substance use disorder. And it's the subject that no attorney wants to talk about with anyone, and no attorney wants anyone to know. I'm here to help. We need to confront it. It's not addiction. We need to change the language. It's substance use disorder. It is a brain disorder. It explains your genius. It explains your brilliance. It's a part of the reason that we go overboard sometimes with substances, not unlike Michael Weiss or Albert Einstein, who we know was said to be quote unquote addicted to cocaine. There's an answer and there's help. I posted a blog on my website, cabparalegals.com, entitled How to Create and Stick to a Daily Prayer Routine for Alcoholic and Addict Recovery. Now, prayer is a play on words. I'm not talking about prayer, I'm talking about prevention, recovery, and help ritual. It's a book I wrote some years ago in 2012, as a matter of fact, and the blog explains the book. However, the book, as I started out, I was coming out of a rehab program, and in the rehab program, I explained in the blog that I needed something that I can do on a daily basis that would allow me to change and maintain the change, as opposed to going back into that environment and back into the same circumstances and situations that led me into active substance use disorder, right? So, this book is based on the 12-step programs, Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, which again is more detailed in the 1-minute read of the blog on the site. I wanted to say to you, though, that I want to be more than just a paralegal for your legal research. I want to be a resource for any attorney that I work with and or for. And this help that I'm offering now is free of charge. Now, I know it said that some of the worst advice or the worst advice is free advice. So if you're still looking, if you're still listening, if you're still watching, it's not free to you because it's costing you time, which means that you value it. I thank you and I appreciate you for that. And just between you and I'm going to help you. So here's what I know. Behind me is my certificate as an education and training provider in the field of peer-to-peer mentoring. I created the first and only peer program that is Medicaid and insurance reimbursable for people with substance or other use disorders. So it can be substance, it can be it can be drugs, it can be alcohol, it can be sex, it can be food, whatever it is. We're going to expand because I've written 5 books on the subject of recovery, but it expanded itself as I was writing through the years. We don't want to recover. Recovery means going back to where we were that precipitated our rehab or need for recovery. We don't want to go back. We don't want to recover. We want to discover. So let's discover some new ways to be well in our lives. And I'm going to help us do that. But first of all, I want you to want to be well. And I'm sure you do. And if you want to be well, I promise you, if you stick with me, I can help you do that. Now, in addition, I can also help with the legal stuff, but sometimes the legal stuff is in the way for what we really need to get to in order to increase the quality of your lives. You have done very, very hard work through your lives, from your educational careers to currently your practice careers and managing family and the whole nine. So you're carrying a whole lot of weight, and a lot of you have been carrying it for a long time. You don't have to carry it alone anymore. I'm here for you. Stick here with me. If you believe in the 12-step programs, this is the little book. And see how thin it is? It's a very thin little book because on my way out of the rehab, I was using my legal pad and I was writing down daily things I could do. And I knew my attention span at waking up or going to bed isn't very long. When I wake up, I'm ready to get to work. Well, the program stops me for 15 minutes. So 15 minutes of my morning are spent in what I call rituals. There's a breath prayer. There's mindfulness, which is a 2 minute silent meditation. There is a spoken meditation, which for me is my daily bread. I read my daily bread and the scripture reading that goes with it. And then there are some affirmations that I recite before I begin my day so that my mental health is positioned for wellness throughout the course of the day. There's also an evening prayer and meditation or reflection at the end of the night, but I know at the end of the night, I don't have 15 minutes. I'm pretty much done. So that particular ritual is about 5 minutes long. Read the blog, get the book, and let's get better. The next week, I hope to talk to you about the next book I wrote as I grew and developed in learning the language of recovery is actually what we want to be calling wellness. And it's not about recovering, it's about wellness and life discovery. There are things that you can do that are new to you. We don't want you to go backwards. We don't want to go back. We want to go forward. So we don't want to change back to the situation as it was before we had a relapse or a tragedy or whatever crisis. We want to move forward to avoid situations that would cause us to go to that crisis. I love you. I do. I love you. And I care. And I'm here to help. So read the blog on the website, catparalegal.com, and get the book. It's on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. And meet me in the video gallery next week. And we'll talk about the next book that came out of this. If you're not a 12-stepper, the next book is going to be the one for you because I'm not a 12-stepper. I discovered that by being a 12-stepper initially and discovered that that just didn't work for me because there were too many people in AA that weren't happy, joyous, and free. And there were too many people in NA that weren't peaceful and serene. Okay, so I needed to create something for me, which brought my work to the attention of the chief of the recovery branch of the National Drug Control Policy at the White House. Some years ago, in 2013, they reached out to me to create a pan recovery program, and we'll talk more about that as we go along. In the interim, be blessed and let's be well.